Hey guys, how's it going? Um, Today we are going to look at some Last Epoch builds. So far I've made these four here. We've got the Void Knight Autobomber. We've got a Storm Totem starter early and late game, and a Forge Guard minion build. This video is going to be based on the Void Knight though, so let's pop on over and see what we have to play with. So we will start off with our passives. And now, at the end of the video, or when you go to the build planner, you'll be able to drag this bar to see the progression. I'm not going to go over the progression in the video. You can look at that yourself. But I will go over what we're taking. So we're taking 2 points Juggernaut, 8 points Vitality, and health, for the health regen as well. We are taking Armor Clad and Time and Faith. Time and Faith is just really good, especially even early on when I'm using Smite, just to help with the mitigating the cost for spamming it on bosses. And then we're going to move over into the Void Knight tree, where we finally start unlocking the fun stuff. So we're going to take 10 points. There's a lot of points in here that are sort of interchangeable, but 10 points in Abyssal Endurance, a bunch of Void Res, health, Fizz Res, Temporal Chains, some flat Void damage, which is really strong. You can probably get 6 points in here, dropping something else. Maybe off here, to be honest, dropping 1 point off of Dark Maw, if you want the extra flat. Dark Maw, more health. Doom Knight, get strength and health, and more armor, which will come into play later. Rot Ripple. So this is one of the coolest nodes. So the new damage over time, which is Time Rot for Void. This will allow us a 100% chance to spread that damage over time. So it'll just proliferate over the whole screen as enemies die. It's going to be sick. I'm really excited to try this. Patient Doom, increase Void damage over time. Resonance. So this is when, once you get this into your build, this is kind of when you can swap to the build. So you're going to start off with like Hammer Throw or Smite or Rive or whatever for leveling. But once you get to this node, where this is when you're going to be able to start really getting into the build. So a chance to cast a Void Beam increases cast speed, Smite scales with Vitality. Alright, so that means our Devouring Orb and Smite will be scaling with Vitality, so we can just get shitloads of Vitality on our gear. Rot Grip, this is just going to be a great way for us to scale our Time Rot dot damage. We got Woe, Fizz Pen, Void Pen, Temporal Velocity, just really good cooldown reduction. I can't not take this. Singular Purpose, small Void damage, and damage to slowed and rotting, which we're going to be slowing and rotting everything. More Vitality, I mean, we're scaling our damage off Vitality, so we get the Vitality and the health, which is great, and we also get health per Vitality. Increase Void damage, movement speed, all the good stuff there. And finally, elemental damage with Void, and Void damage taken. Alright, and then finally, we've got this tree. Now, all we're doing in here is we are taking whatever points seem rather helpful to get to Holy Symbol. Right, we want Holy Symbol in the build. This will be the last skill you get, but it's going to be a good one. Alright, so now for gear, I haven't really put in a bunch of the gear. I'm going to update this as I go during the season, so this build guide will be updated, so keep the link check back on it after day one. You'll probably see a lot of changes on gear and stuff, but for the time being, the main things to keep an eye out for is a nice helmet with Devouring Orb levels, cooldown recovery speed, alright, and then 3 Forgotten Knight set. So you can put this on which pieces you want. The Void Pen and the with Time Rot and the Void damage per stack of Time Rot, just going to be amazing. So this will be a bit of fun. Now, will this be the best? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll find something better, but at the moment, trying out the new set crafting stuff should be fun. Get yourself a Time Weaver's Will offhand and hopefully land some good shit on it. Idols, not really a big deal. I don't really know what's going to be changing with idols. There's a lot of changes coming, so we will visit that later. So skills, we will start with the big boy, Devouring Orb. So here it is, Devouring Orb. We go down here, Devouring Orbs now orbit you. So instead of you casting them on the ground, they're going to fly around you in a circle as you're moving. Then we get this one. This is where we start having fun. Auto casts while moving. So as long as the skill's off cooldown and you're running, the orbs are spawning. Cosmic Impact for hit damage, so when the orbs collide with something, they do good damage. At the start, I'm going to be coming down here, so going to be going through Cataclysm down here to get the cooldown reduction. So Devouring Orb has a 4-second cooldown, but with this plus the cooldown in our tree, we could actually remove 1 point in here. Because we have like 20% cooldown in our tree. So we'll remove 1 point in there and we'll throw that over into here, Void Pen. But yeah, get a bunch of cooldown down here. Once you feel like you've got enough cooldown and whatnot, I'm thinking of going up here, taking Howling Orb and then getting Abyssal Emission, which will make it so when you cast Devouring Orb, or when you're automatically running around and it's casting for you, there is a chance for Abyssal Orbs to spawn, and they will seek out enemies. They fly off into the distance and blow up, and yeah, so that will help with clear speed later on, but you're going to want the cooldown down so that you're actually spawning a lot of orbs around you and whatnot. So this is the basic Devouring Orb tree. I'll be coming down here first, grabbing this stuff, just so I have the orbs rotating around me, and then I'll start working into the cooldown and the pen and dot damage. Next, we will be going with Smite. So Smite, coming down here first, coming down, we're gonna make it cost health, 15% of our health. Remember, in the initial tree, the first starter tree, whenever we cast Smite, we get 10% health, so that will help. And we've got this, costs less health, so this will end up, once you get this maxed out, it's not going to cost. Down here, convert it to Void. Fissure, so this is like our boss killing damage here. It'll cause little pools that will stack on top of each other and just do damage. It's going to be very nice for single target. It's not going to be so good for clear or anything. You won't really use Smite besides bosses. Now at the start, a lot of people go hammer throw and stuff, and that's good. But I'm thinking of actually going this way: 2 points Holy Fire and then 2 points Immolate and get this 40% spreading flame. So I can just smite a pack and the flames will spread through. And that might be my leveling strat, I think, for a bit of fun. Anyway, so that's that. Now, remember we are doing more damage when we slow enemies with our attacks with rots, so this is where this comes in. So this is anomaly. We're going to take time rot chance on return. We're going to take anomaly effect triggers instantly. Time bubble on cast, so this slows anything around you. Time bubble duration, and then Time Lord. Time bubble is cast on you, so head straight down here and grab that first. So now the time bubble is on you, right? Then we get attack speed buffs. We get scaling damage with attack speed, so that's good. Cooldown recovery speed. So there's another 30% cooldown for our Devouring Orb. So once you're getting these sort of points, that's when we can start dropping points in Devouring Orb cooldown reduction. Health leech and more health leech. So this skill, you're going to want to spam it. You can even do the numlock trick if you know what that is. If you don't, YouTube it. You pretty much can numlock a skill and it will automatically cast it over and over again. Yeah, just if you're not going to numlock it, just press it. Just you're spamming that while you're running. Just keep it up. Alright, volatile reversal. So this is new. They've made some cool changes to this. Being that the first, one, so 3 points, 4 points, you're going to come straight down here. Second jump jumps forward. So you are now, instead of jumping forward then backwards, you are jumping forward then forward. So going to be a nice traversal skill. It does have a 6-second cooldown, but we have so much cooldown that this is going to, it's going to be like a 2-second cooldown in endgame. Alright, so we come over here, we grab this, we grab haste duration, and then we grab frenzy. So frenzy while able to jump back. We can't jump back, so it's in between our second jump, I believe. Now it might work that it works on both jumps, but I think it's after the first jump, then it's technically we could jump back, so it should apply frenzy. But there is a chance that this might not even work. So just keep that in mind. If you get this, after getting this, and you jump, and you notice you're not getting frenzy, get rid of it. But I'm pretty sure it's going to work. We come up here to here, here, and then here. And then we come up to bolts, and we just grab these. Alright. And then finally, we've got Symbol of Hope. Symbol of Hope, we come from here, we go here, we go here, we go here. That's the first step, because Symbol of Hope gives you fire damage. With these, we want void damage. So this is going to be a completely passive skill. It has an on use, but you're not ever going to click the button, right? You put this on the button that you never push. And they've changed Symbol of Hope, so now every 2 seconds it summons a symbol. So all we want to do is then come up here and grab as many symbols as possible, right? Just increase the stacks. You can change, come down here for the healing efficiency and another max symbol. Alright, so we're going to have a bunch of symbols giving us more void damage. That's pretty much it. It's just a buff. Alright, and then finally we have got our Weaver's Tree. This is it. This is experimental. I found this online. A lot of these online from the people that tested the beta. So coming up to these, like place a weapon or jewelry item to imprint it. So that will mean items of that type will have a higher chance of dropping. So these are all pretty self-explanatory. These are pretty, I think, going to be standard across most characters. Like this is a very generic tree. Doesn't really do anything specific for your build. It's just more for influencing your map. So play around with this one. Maybe you want to come over here and grab Warlord Riches instead, or Sealed Riches. But that's pretty much it. So pretty much you're going to start off with some other skills. So whether that be Hammer Throw, Lunge, Warpath, Rive. Uh, I would probably take Lunge at the start just for movement, and then I would pick either Warpath or Rive or Hammer Throw as your main damaging abilities. Once we get Smite, like I said, we can convert that to do Spreading Flame and just run through the map doing AoE with that. Hopefully that will be enough. But at the start, I'll probably just do some Warpath shenanigans, maybe some Hammer Throw with Lunge. And then once we get deep enough in the tree, which will be, like I said, if you're looking for the progression guide, you just drag this bar. So once we get through here, so we just get Smite here at 20 points. So that's when we could start trying out Smite. But come through here, and at this point, we can start converting to Devouring Orb. Now put Devouring Orb, specialize Devouring Orb ASAP, just so you can start getting XP into the skill and leveling it up. So as soon as it unlocks, specialize it. You won't be using it per se. I mean, it'll be floating around you doing stuff, but just get it leveling and then just keep progressing, and you'll be able to swap over relatively soon. Especially if you're jumping into maps early on, getting to like level 50 in the first 3 hours. But yeah, that is the build guide. And we've got blessings in here. They're all pretty standard, you know, the armor, health regen, all res, void res. I probably will take crit avoidance as well. I haven't really messed with them. This is still a work in progress, so I'll try and fill out the rest of the slots of gear before launch, or maybe just after. And yeah, if you need the loot filter, you can come over to the side here, hit generate loot filter. Do that after that I've filled in the rest of this gear, which should be after day one. Once you're converting, so yeah. Now, if you do need a loot filter, there is another video on my channel. It's called Loot Filters and Stash, and there is a generic loot filter that has been created that will work with every class, and it's fully customizable and should work perfectly for the new season. Alright, if this helped, please give me a subscribe and a like, it really helps. And there'll be a lot more build content coming out. After launch, I'll be trying to play at least one build for every class. So, alright boys, until next time, peace.